Hi everybody, Christine Furtado. Come on and say hi. Joining me for Good Morning 6 a.m. Cup of Joy with Christine. So if you're new to me, feel free to say hi in the comment and where you're from. That way I can say hi to you and welcome you. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Christine Furtado. I'm a money mastery and business coach as well as a professional accountant. And I help successful leaders with their business and success and creating profitability. So high-level coaching for sure. So I'm having these Cup of Joys weekly. So you can join me on Monday and Thursday mornings at 6 a.m. And the reason I do them early, first of all, it works great for me, but leaders get up early, so that's why I do them. So please join me. And if there's anyone that you feel that would benefit from this, any business leaders, entrepreneurs, or, it could be anybody. It really doesn't have to be business owners, because today's topic actually is good for anybody. So please share it with your friends on Facebook, and if you're joining me on YouTube, feel free to share it as well, and you'll be able to find the links in the comments below, in the description below. So today I want to talk about how to be a highly productive leader and create freedom in your life. And I've been helping quite a number, definitely always, but very recently I've been helping a lot of consulting clients as well as business leaders, students even, and moms as well. People that have very high level and busy lives, and to create more productivity and more freedom in their life. They come to me, they might be stressed and overwhelmed because there's just so much. And when we put it into this kind of context, it starts to create productivity, but also freedom in our lives. So very, very important. And I use these tools myself. I wouldn't recommend something that I don't use. I found it has been very, very effective with me. And even when I go in and help consulting clients, often they're like, how do you do this? So I wanted to share that with you. And like I said, if you can share this with your friends and like and comment as well below as we're going, that's very helpful, because then I can come back and if there's time at the end, we can do a Q&A, but I can always come back and also comment on what you're sharing. In this episode, I'm also going to share with you 3 really good resources that I personally have read and use as well, and have really helped me to really, really fine-tune what we're going to talk about today. So today is about productivity and creating freedom in your life, in your business, in your life, period. I'm a mom as well, a beautiful 9-year-old girl, and wife of 29 years as well. And, again, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm also a mom. I'm also a consultant, so I have a whole bunch of different things that I do, and this really, really works well with me. These are the tools that I use. So these are the things. So today I'm going to talk about 11 things, again, that can make you highly productive and create that freedom in your life. So the number one thing that highly productive people do is they actually create their to-do list the night before. That way, the reason for this, so you can either do it after, if you're working, or if you're a student, you can do it right after, your last call or your last shift, or at the end of your work day. You can also do this, maybe half an hour to an hour before bedtime as a wind down. And the nice thing is it preps you for the next day. And also, it just makes it so when you get up first thing, you're ready to go. I don't know if if you're doing it in the morning, what probably happens, it takes about half an hour to maybe do that, and you've already wasted half an hour in the beginning of your day. So this really helps to help you to hit the ground running first thing in the morning. The other thing that's really, really helpful is to visualize your next day, how you want it to be and how you want it to end, and really just be very mindful. That really, really is very, very helpful, and many highly successful leaders use this as well. The second thing is your first thing in the morning is to do that one thing that's very, very important. Whatever your vision is, whatever that big project is that you're working on, do that one thing. And you know, even if you set aside an hour every single day, you know, that's 365 hours, you know, that you can utilize in a 1 year period. So that is definitely, if we do it every day consistently, and I have used that. That's what I do as well, is, you know, whatever project, whatever that big thing I'm working on in my vision, I do that first thing in the morning. That way it's done and it's productive, you know. So imagine that one thing that you want done is already done first thing in the morning. How productive is that, right? So that's the first thing. And the resource I want to direct you to that's been very, very helpful for me is the One Thing book by it's by Gary Keller and Jay Papsan. Very good. It really talks about that. He was a sales guy and talks about that productivity. Really, really super good. And you can also find him on YouTube. There's YouTube videos of him being interviewed as well. So that's also very helpful. The third thing that we do to be highly productive is to avoid distractions and be very, very adamant at doing that. So some things is to eliminate these time wasters, or at least don't do them first thing in the morning. And I know this is very difficult for a lot of people, and whether I've had consulting clients, entrepreneurs, even students and moms, it applies all across the board. So one of the most distracting things is emails. If you're doing that first thing, you know, and if you've ever done that first thing, you'll know that, you know, that can be a good half an hour to an hour by the time you're done reading all the emails and then acting upon them. And then suddenly your mind is racing somewhere else and you're not being productive on what you need to be. So pick a time, maybe, you know, by 10 o'clock in the morning, maybe do it at that point, but do all your work and stuff before you do this. So emails is one, because you become reactive and impulsive. The other thing is social media. Those are a couple really good examples that many of us get caught up first thing in the morning. So eliminate that. Don't do it first thing. I'm not saying don't do it, but don't do it first thing in the morning. Do all your productive work first, and always set a time limit of 10 o'clock, and, you know, 10 o'clock or noon or whatever works for you, but set it a lot later than, you know, first thing in the morning. Do those, whatever it is, income producing activities, do that one thing, whatever it is that's productive for you. Do that productive item first, and always set a time limit for your emails. And so the other thing is, sorry, I just had a little comment there. The other thing is, by setting a time limit, you're actually starting to train people that you're going to answer at a certain point. And I even go as far as saying, you know what, I answer after 10 o'clock. If we're answering all the time, we're actually setting and training people that that's what you're going to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying don't answer your emails, but if you're constantly answering your emails, that might be all you do all day, right? And you're not productive. So that's the reason for doing that. So that's number 3. Number 4 is take breaks. You know, be very productive. I use this is another resource too, Tomato Timer online, or set your timer on your phone or on the stove or microwave, and work really, really fast and hard, 25 minutes being very productive. Then take a 5-minute break. That's a really, really good. What happens is you just become so highly productive and you're getting stuff done, but take breaks. You definitely need a break, but take your break, back to work, and be just very disciplined about that. Number 5 is to set blocks of times and just really optimize time pockets. You know, so for me, like I have my morning, or for a lot, and I help a lot of people do this as well, is your morning is blocked off. You do your first thing and then you block periods of time. So you might do some meditation, maybe some exercise, getting ready. You know, for moms, we might have period of time we're getting ready ourselves, but also getting our kids ready for the day, and maybe blocks of time where, okay, I'm going to be productive and work on income producing activities for 2 hours first thing in the morning after my one thing, but 2 hours of income producing activities, or working on the business, maybe not in the business. Blocks of time for calls, blocks of time for maybe some meetings. And, you know, I've also helped some students as well to have blocks of time for their studying, but then also maybe, you know, so many time, maybe a half an hour for a break, you know, that kind of thing. So really, really hone in on the blocks of time that are really important to you and really stick to that. So that's number 5. Number 6 is to always tap into some kind level of inspiration and vision. You know, leaders have the long-term vision. So your long-term visions could be, you know, 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 year from now, 5 years from now. And whatever that vision is, I help people with that vision. So if you're not clear on that, then feel free to connect with me, leave a comment, or PM me. Or if you're on YouTube, you can, there'll be contact information in the description. But I also have that vision, whatever, and that vision is what pulls you forward. And no matter what, if you're having a bad day, that is what is going to lead you. So be very mindful of being inspired, constantly inspired, and always having that vision. So that is number 6. Number 7 is creating that barrier to entry. Again, it's very similar to the email distraction, but maybe on a phone call basis. So, you know, have periods of time, blocks of time where you actually take your phone calls or answer your texts. If you're someone that answers your texts all the time, that is what is going to be expected of you. So really just be mindful of that. So that's number 7. Number 8 is to automate as many things as possible. Especially nowadays, you know, we're able to do that very readily. And if you're joining me, what's your cup of joy? I actually have, this one's a very plain cup, but I'm having coffee today. What are you guys having? So automating. So different things that you could automate is your email. You know, you can have there's all kinds of different emails out there that can sort the type of mail. That's one thing. Your calendar is something else that you can automate from your emails, making links right into your calendar. That way people are booking calls right there. Another thing is all your bills could be automated as well. I mean, obviously you want to have a listing and know what your bills are that are coming out, but you know, automate that so you're not, you know, doing the motion of always paying. It's automatic. And I even take it a step further and do this with investments as well. So, you know, when you're getting paid, it's going right into investments, paying bills, everything's being distributed. And most bills today can be done online. And, yes, sorry, I thought it's not showing me the time. So anyways, we are live. I thought maybe we weren't quite live. So anyway, so definitely, like, whatever, this is just an example, but if you're getting paid, you know, your bills are automated, your investments are automated. Most things today are automated. I don't think there's very many vendors that aren't. So there might be the odd 1 or 2 that aren't, but majority should be. And then the other thing that you'll want to also do some automating is, you know, put in your calendar, if there's certain things you do every single day, planning and organizing, you want to put that as an automation as well, as much as possible. So that's number 8. Number 9 is always focus on production, not perfection. And I know this is really hard. I'm a perfectionist too. This took me a long time. One of the hardest things for me to do is not worry about the perfection, but just getting it done, or getting a little bit done every single day. And not worrying that you can't sit down and do it all in one shot. Big projects, you're better off, you know, looking at the end in mind. What is that end date, and working backwards? What do you need to get done each month before that? Let's say on a 3-month basis. And then what do you need to get done weekly, and what do you need to get done daily to meet that and to get to that point? So that's really, really super important. It's progress, not perfection. That's something really big that I learned, especially being a perfectionist. So if that's you, definitely that's one that you want to consider. So that's number 9. Number 10 is to make a spot to write down all your ideas, right? Often we are told to write it on your things to-do list and, rewrite it every single day. Well, that's kind of a waste of time. So what you need to do is it's kind of like a brain dump, have a piece of paper that's your things to do, or you can do it on a spreadsheet, but always print it out too. I love automation. I love computers. I'm definitely big on that, but there's something about that physical piece of paper. Make sure you're, periodically going through and writing, printing it off as well. But have that one spot where you put all your ideas and have them up in sections, things that you want to get done or look at or learn about, that kind of stuff. So make sure you make a spot for that. And then number 11, leaders that are productive and create more freedom. Outwork everybody, believe it or not. They're hard workers, but when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it's not work at all. And if you really guide yourself to being productive, you're actually ultimately going to create more freedom in your life and also a lot less stress and a lot less overwhelm. Overwhelmed, there's only 2 reasons why that ever happens. One is we're not well planned or prepared, and number 2 is we're not really committed. So if you're not doing something passionate, you're not committed. The other piece is the planning and preparation, and just attaining to the schedule, but also planning and really focusing on that. So the other 2 resources that I really want to talk about today too, or at least direct you to that have really helped me to fine tune all of this. I use this all myself. The first one is Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. That really helps you to focus in on your morning and make it that miracle morning, that that perfect morning that you want. So that's really, really a key book. The other one that I really use and I love as well is The Perfect Day Formula by Ballentyne. And what I love about his as well is it talks about the morning, which is very similar to Hal's Miracle Morning, but he talks about the full day, which is really, really important. I think as business leaders, as moms, as students, it's the full day package that we really need to work on as well, not just our morning. Morning is key for sure, and business leaders get up early, and successful people get up early. So definitely very, very important, but I think equally as important is to make sure your day is productive, and also that you're spending the times, let's say in the evenings, different things that the Perfect Day talks about is, shutting down your electronics so much time before, reading before bed to relax you, also maybe meditating as well. So these are, what we talked about here, the 11 items. I'll quickly go over them in a sec. They're very important because leaders do this and successful people do this every single day. I will do another episode where I plan out a day for you, what it would actually look like. But this is really, really important. These are elements that highly successful leaders and productive people do. And it's not about being busy, it's about being productive. Makes a big difference. Again, I could do a whole episode just on that. So just quickly going over them, the 11 items. So the first thing is plan your to-do list the day before. Second thing is work on that one thing first thing in the morning. Third thing is avoid distractions like emails and social media. Fourth thing is to make sure you're taking timed breaks, but be highly productive in between. And number 5 is create those blocks of time that are really key. And number 6 is to tap into that inspiration and that vision. Leaders and successful people have visions. That's the most important thing. It's not about what you need to do just today. You're always moving towards that vision, whatever that is for you. And number 7 is create that barrier of entry. Don't pick up calls all the time. Have blocks of times that are dedicated for that, and people will follow whatever you teach them. Number 8 is automate as many things as you can, such as your mail, calendars, appointment scheduling, bills, investments, those are some key items that you can do that with. Number 9 is to really focus on progress, not perfection. Very, very important. And number 10 is to make a spot to mark down all your ideas and your inspirations as you go. So it's kind of like a brain dump. And number 11 is to outwork everybody. Business leaders, people are sitting there chatting and on breaks, and it's good to take the breaks, but make sure they're productive breaks. And that's how you become productive. It's not about being busy, it's about being productive, getting things done, and creating more freedom. When you're productive, you have more freedom, less stress, and less overwhelm. So I hope this has been really super helpful for you. And like I said, please share this with anyone that you feel that would really benefit from it. And if this is really interesting to you and you would love for me to help you, please feel free to make a comment and also PM me. I feel free to do that. If you're watching on YouTube, then feel free to check the description. There'll be some links in there that you can connect with me. So I'm all about creating success, productivity. I'm all about freedom in your life as well. It's not just about business and career. It's about freedom in your life, doing what you love, and creating less stress and overwhelm. So again, I hope you enjoyed this. Please join me weekly for a Cup of Joy with Christine at 6 a.m. And we talk about everything from mindset, health, and wealth of the highly successful leader. All right, bye for now, and we'll see you on the next Cup of Joy.